Hi, everybody. It's Kim, and today we are going to talk about different strategies that you can tap into immediately to generate some listings, generate buyers, whatever it is that you're looking for. So, this is going to be a different mindset. So, I want you to be very open to it. I don't want you to say, no, I'm not doing that, but maybe, oh, you know what? I know I'm supposed to do that. Maybe now that I will do that. So stick around. Let's talk about these strategies and how you can implement them immediately. Welcome to the Unstoppable Real Estate Agents Podcast. I'm your host and real estate productivity expert, Kim Hughes. Join me as we focus on real strategies and implement real solutions designed for you to achieve major success in your business and life while getting you organized. So I wrote down before I did this podcast 10 different ways that you can generate leads. And most of them were going to cost you just a little time. No money, just a little time. So the first thing I want to talk about is making sure that you know what your budget is for marketing. That is the most important thing you can do in your business is look at your different areas of your business and create budgets for each area. So right now we're going to talk about marketing. So if you're paying for leads, I'm just going to throw a number out there because I know a lot of y'all spend a lot of money on leads. So let's say you spend $1,500 a month on third-party leads. Um, are they the first thing you need to look at, is there a return of investment? Most likely there won't be. But there are those few that do see that return of investment. So I'm not saying if you are, whether you do or you don't, stop doing it. I'm going to say each agent is unique. Each agent lives in a unique market. And therefore, you need to look at what's working for you. What I'm going to give you is an overview of different options. So if you are throwing money at third party leads, then maybe what you do is quit doing that, take that money and put it into another marketing effort that really is going to be toward your community and the people that you know you want to get in front of. Because when you are hiring that third party, they're just sending you leads, based on your zip code, based on your market, whatever that is. How much money do you pay that program to be at the top? There's a whole lot of factors that go into this third party lead generation system. I've never been a huge advocate of it. I have seen it work for some agents, but a lot of agents throw a lot of money at that and don't see the results. So this is where we're going to think a little bit differently about how that money is structured. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is look at your own neighborhood. Are you marketing to your own neighborhood? If you're not, that should be the first thing you do. You need to create a buyer and a seller campaign, postcards, jumbo size, put your message on there, make sure that there is a call of action, and then start structuring how those postcards will be sent. Are you going to mail them? Are you going to have someone do that for you? What does that look like? Okay. We could go into a whole podcast just on that, but that's one thing that you can look at is if you're not marketing to your own neighborhood, that's where you need to start, okay? Then I want you to pick a farm area. A lot of people will say, well, that is a farm. Yeah, but that's your neighborhood. Everybody in your neighborhood should know you live there. They should know that you are a realtor and who best to hire for to sell their home than the neighbor who knows the neighborhood, right? So you need to become the neighborhood expert for your community, in your subdivision, whatever that is that you live in. Then I want you to pick a farm area. And then I want you to do the same thing. You're going to send the same postcards. So now what you've done is you've got one set of postcards for sellers, one for buyers. And then you're going to use those in all variety of ways. So the cost up front is not going to be that much. Now, if you want to create your postcards, there's a little time and effort. Go into Canva, you create the message, you put your branding, you get it all set up, and then you get it printed, have them all shipped to you. I always say maybe do um, you know, if you're going to do like 8 to 10 postcards, I would say probably get 2 to 300 of each postcard, and then you can just mail them from your own home. Or you can hire somebody to mail them for you. There's always an option. So if you say no to this way, there's another way to do it. So we've just got to put our thinking caps on and find out what's the best way that's going to work for you. Okay. So when you have these two neighborhoods, we'll call them, or two farm areas, your wording might be a little different because you're now talking to your neighbors, and the way you talk to your neighbors is going to be different than talking to a farm area that may have never heard of you. So make sure that when you write out your scripts for those postcards that you know who you're talking to and be personal. Don't be so structured. Okay. One thing that my team tells me is that I'm too structured. I'm too scheduled. I need to loosen it up a little bit. So this is me trying to loosen up. So bear with me. So just look at that and then structure out. Am I going to send these every week, every 2 weeks, once a month? How am I going to do this, and how is that going to affect my budget? So make sure you know what you're spending and how much it's costing you in time and in the materials to make that, to the time to make it, the time to hire somebody to do it for you, and then what is it going to cost to have it printed and sent to you, including postage. So that's super easy. That's a super easy thing to do. And if you say, well, I don't have the budget to do the postcards, start out with 100. Do 100 postcards, do 50. Whatever you can do to get yourself moving in that direction is what you need to do. There's going to be people that can spend, money on 500 postcards, and then there's going to be those that can spend money on 100 postcards. Don't compare. Do what you can do, and that's all you want to focus on. Okay. So then I want you to get that strategy in place. Then the next one is dive into your past clients. I talk about this all the time. Past clients are a gold mine waiting for you to call them. And you should have a system. So, real quickly, I'll tell you the best system to implement with a past client is when you are working with them at the beginning, you should have all their information, their birthday, their husband or their spouse's birthday, their children's birthday, their pet's birthday. What are their hobbies? What do they enjoy doing when they're not working? Where, do they love to travel? What is going on with these people? Because you need to make a connection with them at the very beginning of that relationship. And when you do that, then you can set yourself up to be that person that they always reach out to when they need something, whether it's a real estate investment, maybe they have a friend that's buying or selling, or maybe they just need to know of a name of a good plumber. You want your past clients to know that you know everything. If they need something, they come to you. You are the real estate concierge. That's the way I kind of look at it. I've heard that term before and I thought, well, that's really true because you are all things to your clients, to your past clients, as well as your community of people that don't know you. So start thinking in that way, and then people will start gravitating to you saying, hey, where's the best restaurant to eat? Hey, I've got friends in this weekend. What's going on? Is there anything we can do? So always know what's going on in the community so that when you talk to your past clients, you can share that with them. Because when you call them, it's not all about real estate. Okay. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even probably mention real estate. They already know you're a realtor. But what you want to do is establish that relationship. So let's say you have somebody that's a past client that loves to um, be on the lake. Okay. They can't wait for the spring and summer because they pretty much live every weekend on the lake. So this is a conversation you can have is, hey, what kind of boat do you have? Do you have jet skis? What do y'all do? Kind of share with me how y'all go out to the lake. We're looking for ideas. The picnic. Find out what they need. Maybe you can give them a gift that can help them with their activities on the lake. So a cute idea would be wrap up some beach towels, put some snacks in there, some sun lotion, boom, done. $20. So that is something that you can do as a pop by once you know what your past client enjoys doing in their off time. Okay. So, so that's connecting with your past clients. So real quick, here is the strategy that I would recommend when you work with past clients is every quarter they should get a phone call. Every month they should get a newsletter. And if your market stats are not in the newsletter, you will send them monthly. And so there's 2 touches right there a month. And then their birthday, that's another touch. Their home anniversary is a touch. And you can do pop buys and all of that. But what you need to do is write out your past client strategy and then implement it and start using it. Pick up the phone, call your past clients, ask them how they're doing. If they've been in their house for 3+ years, ask them if they're thinking about selling. But if don't make that the focus of the conversation. Just kind of start talking to them saying, "Hey, Joe, I know that y'all have a boat and y'all love, going out to the lake. Which lakes do y'all hang out at? My wife and I are thinking about taking the kids camping, something like that." Don't make up a story, but be true to it, because what you're trying to do is build trust and build the relationship. So, whatever that call may be about, make sure that you're up and up on it, okay? And then talk about, say, man, are you getting the market stats that I'm sending out every month? You're not? Oh my gosh, let me confirm your email address. And that way you can confirm things. You can get their birthdays if you didn't do it on the front end. Lots of different ways to do a past client strategy. But those are the things that I'm going to tell you to do, and then you can add to it. And if you don't have a newsletter, that is the most important thing that you should have in one of your marketing strategies is the newsletter. Get ready to transform your life and your bottom line by turning expired listings into money in the bank while building your listing inventory. And we have done it all for you. Let me introduce you to the ultimate expired listing system. We have worked on this for 25 years and we have perfected it to show that this system is proven to bring you listings. In this course, you will get 7 video lessons on how to create a step-by-step system. You will get 10 postcards with a specific message or a call of action, 10 email sequences designed for the seller, 10 letters that will attract the seller's attention with a call of action, and then you'll get scripts created for you to schedule that first listing appointment. Your introductory package. This is the secret sauce to the success of the ultimate expired listing system. I'm giving you worksheets that we have created to keep you organized through the process. And these how-to videos that we have created for those who need a little help with technology and how to use it is to your advantage. We also offer you a private Facebook group dedicated to those that use the system. If you have questions, this is where you will go. You want to network, this is where you go. And then we give you a bonus. We give to you the tools you need to create the profitable expired listing system. We are always offering bonuses for your accomplishments, extra training and support from the Kim Hughes team. We bring you over 80 years of combined real estate experience. Yes, we have that much experience. Ready to change your life? Ready to grow your business? Let's get started. Jump over to theultimateexpiredlistingsystem.com or visit kimhughes.com to learn more and how we can help you put this system in place. Then I want you to reach out to your businesses, your insurance agent, your plumbers, your electricians. Who do you know that you can build a relationship with in this industry? Because if you know of somebody that cleans homes and you take them out, have a cup of coffee, take them to lunch, whatever that may be, build that relationship because when she's cleaning, she may be hearing, the owners saying, we're probably going to fixing to have to downsize. The kids are graduating. We might want to start thinking about that. Your housekeeper will say, you know what? Call Joe. He's a friend of mine. He's a realtor here in town. He would be more than happy to talk to you. Period. Done. Referral. When you get that referral, you want to make sure you record who that referral came from so that you can thank that person that gave you that referral, right? Because people love getting stuff. It doesn't have to be expensive. It could be just something really simple, just a way to say thank you. Gift card, send them pizza one night. Like I said, if they enjoy a certain hobby, maybe get them something that they can use while they are out on their lake, or doing whatever that hobby is. and give them something that they can use, and it's something that might cause a conversation. Because one thing that I tell agents for a closing gift is you can go on Etsy, buy the big, beautiful pillows, and they can have the last name of the client. So you would say like Hughes, and then, established in 2024. And that's a housewarming gift for their new home. And it sits on their couch, on their chair, and people go, "Oh, how cute. Where did you get that?" "Oh, my realtor gave it to me." "Who's your realtor?" And that starts a conversation. So make sure that when you give something from the heart, that it's something that also can have a variety of reasons, of you giving it to them. It's a conversation piece. It's something they will enjoy for long periods of time. It has something to do with something they enjoy. So that's a good feeling they have. So think about all of that. Okay, real quick. So, of course, your social media, you've got to have a strategy of real estate as well as community. You know this. So make sure that you do the variety of what's going on in your community as well as what's going on in the real estate market. And then make sure everything you do on social media sends them to your website. That website is your calling card. It tells them who you are, what you have to offer, and it goes into detail of what's going on in that particular market. Um, then, if you're involved in any community organizations, make sure that you show up, that you're present, and you're the guy that's going to get the job done, right? I am very OCD. So I'm one of those that if I'm in charge, it's going to get done the right way. So I can be in charge or I can be on the backside. Just tell me what I need to do and I'll do it. So people know that I'm very flexible in my position with that community organization. So make sure that you're present. It's something that you enjoy doing and you make a relationship with those in that organization. Sometimes it's fun to merge two organizations together to put on a community event, so think about doing something like that. What can y'all do together? School in August could some of the community organizations put together a back to school bash where they help everybody gets a backpack full of school supplies and things like that. Serve pizza, have contests, things that bring people together. And when you bring people together, they're going to be joy. There's joy always in that. And you will be the one that walks around talking to people, making sure they got what they need, and making sure you have a presence. The other two, people don't like to do very much, but I do highly recommend it. It is an art and you have to perfect it. So don't expect to hit it right out of the ballpark when you get started. One is cold calling. Um, do you buy your leads? Do you find your leads? I say go on social media and see who's connected to you and then who's connected to them. And then you can start doing that and you can drop DMs, hey, I have a freebie, on how to sell your home. Oh, here's my spring checklist for my homeowners, you know, um, just talking off the top of my head, you could create a little spring checklist and, drop it in their DM in a PDF and say, "Hey, I saw that you're connected with Paul. Thought you might benefit from my spring checklist as well. Let me know what you think." And then have one for fall, have one for all four seasons. And then every season you drip that out to them. People will appreciate quality connections, okay? If you're just throwing stuff out there and saying, "Hey, I see you're connected to Joe. I'm a real estate agent. If you ever need to buy or sell, give me a call. Thanks so much. Bye." You know, you've lost them. You'll never get them back. Don't try to get them back because that's done. But if you give them something of value, something that they can use, something that they can be educated on, or something that they can take action on, then that's where you're going to get them. You've got to give them something to give them a call of action. So a freebie, which is a checklist, a seasonal checklist. Maybe you ask them, "Hey, I didn't know if you saw the market stats last month for, Mineola, Texas, but here's the PDF attached if you're interested. If you have any questions, let me know." Super easy to do. So those are some of the ways that you can do what I call cold calling. You can pick up the phone and call. You can buy leads and call them. You can call just people in random, in your pick up your phone book and just start calling people. That's how they used to do it before the internet. And then the other thing is door knocking. So again, this is where your freebie comes in of your seasonal checklist. Right now, you can literally put something together that helps a homeowner with getting their spring yard taken care of, their garage, spring cleaning, whatever that may be. Create that, make it really pretty in Canva, and then go around and put it on the doors with your business information on it. Attach your business card to the back of it. You know, if you do that and they're not home and they see it, they're going to go, oh, this is kind of cool. This is not about Joe buying and selling real estate. This is Joe about helping the homeowners make sure they take good care of their home. And oh, by the way, if you have any real estate questions, let me know. Here's the latest market stats. That right there is a gold mine to get attention. So you should be using all of these strategies. And if you take the money that you're spending on one source of a third party to generate leads for you that half the time don't even pan out, then take that money, or maybe just take a portion of that money and put it towards this, and you will see results. Because literally, the only thing that you're doing, I'm looking at my list to see, is you're creating seller postcards and buyer postcards. Those are not much. Matter of fact, I have some for sale. They're $15. You get, I think, 10. You may be 8 or 10. And you buy them, and we're going to send you a link, and you're going to go into Canva and you can tweak them. They're already made for you. All you have to do is just tweak them with your branding and then send them to your printer. Saves a ton of time right there for you. So, but if you want to make your own, just go over to Canva and make your own. That costs nothing. Where the cost is in the printing and then your time and your postage. Okay. So that's one. Then the second thing is any freebie that you create, you could print it and door knock with it. So there's printing costs there. But if you PDF it to people in a DM or in a text message, then that's free. All you're doing is paying for your phone charges, right? So these are some great tips. I really hope you'll put them into place, because if you really build a rhythm with each area, you will start seeing that this works. This is not an overnight success thing. This is something that you nurture, you work on, you put your heart and soul into it. And when you start seeing those results, you're going to be amazed at how well this works. And the money that you put into it is not really as much as you pay to a third-party program. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, you can always reach us at kim@kimhughes.com and visit our website, kimhughes.com. Get those seller postcards and the buyer postcards. I have them so cheap. You just don't even realize how cheap that you can get those, and they're already pre-made. So go ahead and get those and then start putting this in place. Start marketing to your neighborhood. Start marketing to a farm area. Start calling your past clients. Start socializing on social media. Get involved in your community. Get to know your local business owners. That's where you're going to generate leads. Okay? So we'll see you next time, and thanks so much for joining us today. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you know someone, and I bet you do, who would appreciate this podcast, please share it with them. As a reminder, this podcast can be delivered directly to your favorite device by using the subscribe links you can find in the show notes below or over at unstoppablerealestateagents.com. Remember, it takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. Have a great day.